This week's footage from Barcelona's Spotify Camp Nou renovation captures a project in full sprint, and one moment that changes the story of the entire North Stand. Most people watching these updates assume Gol Norte is the slow zone, always lagging behind, always playing catch-up. That reputation is real. But what happened this week flips that narrative on its head. For the first time, concrete sandwich panels are going up in Gol Norte, and the compression ring is loading new radial beams faster than anyone expected. There's also a near-miss moment with a beam lift that left everyone waiting. We've got this week's footage, on-site observations, and a full zone tour. Let's get into it. Sir, the prefabricated bleacher sections are almost entirely installed. From the interior camera view, there's barely anything left to place. The host's estimate is days, not weeks. Once that final section drops in, the phase shifts to painting and then seat installation. That sequence, structure, paint, seats, is the last leg of the seating build in this zone. Gol Sur completing its bleacher phase means it moves ahead of every other zone in terms of seating readiness. Meanwhile, just outside on the slat facade, the sector facing the stands has its llamas fully installed, with only the characteristic gaps left around the pillar bases where pistons prevent placement. Those gaps aren't a problem, they're standard. One viewer comment this week even clarified exactly why 3 slats were left out in that area, and it confirmed what the on-site observations were already showing. The compression ring, the circular structural nest that ties all the radial beams together, has been the busiest zone on site these past few days. Large phalanges, the connecting pieces that lock radial beams into the ring, are going in steadily. New radial beams have also been added. Workers are active on scaffolding across this entire upper zone, and the scale of what's being assembled here is starting to become visible in the footage. There was a genuine moment of anticipation this week. A radial beam was chained up and looked ready to hoist. Chains were on, equipment was in position. Then the chains came off and the lift didn't happen. Disappointing in the moment, but the beam isn't going anywhere. Multiple pieces are staged and ready. The next visit could deliver the lift. First though, what's happening at ground level in the stands tells a story of its own. Down in the tribuna, the work is shifting from structural to finishing, which is its own kind of milestone. Workers are applying white antioxidant coating to beams and bolt heads across multiple sections, protecting the steel against corrosion before the final layers go in. It's the kind of work you only do when the structure beneath it is settled. Alongside that, metal bars have been fixed to the sandwich panels on the left side of the stands. These are the mounts for a large screen that will face the diamond entrance. Right side gets no screen, left side gets the full installation. Glass panels above one of the diamond entrance doors are also now fully in place. 3 panels, framing installed, facade closed off. Some block and concrete work above remains unfinished, but that upper section is progressing. The stand section is moving toward completion faster than the upper zones, and that contrast matters for the timeline. The corner between Gol Norte and the lateral zone has been one of the most active spots on site every single day this week. A crane was filmed mid-lift, placing a new structural piece onto the frame while workers on a platform lift waited to receive it. The slat support brackets installed on the steel esquadras are mostly complete. What's left is fitting the smaller cross pieces into the remaining grid squares before the support structure is fully ready. 2 cranes were also seen folding down and withdrawing during filming. The black overhead crane retracted, the orange crane lowered, suggesting some equipment rotation is happening as the corner transitions between phases. A smaller pillar was also installed in this area, notably more compact than those seen in other zones. Progress here is daily, consistent, and building towards slat installation in the near future. Outside by the diamond store entrance, excavators are clearing large rubble from the base of the structure, and workers inside are active on scaffolding. The interior glass and frame installation happened roughly 2 weeks ago, and the facade on the main entrance door is now fully closed with glass panels. Concrete sandwich panels for the lower sections of the diamond structure haven't arrived yet. that phase is still ahead. Around the corner near La Masia, workers are fixing large black tarpaulins to a wall that was recently painted black, with additional rolls staged for continued installation. There's also ramp earthwork expected in that area. Material needs to be cleared, but that hasn't started yet. The diamond perimeter is tightening up on all sides, which means its integration into the wider stadium envelope is getting closer. 3 things define this week. First, Gol Norte has its first concrete sandwich panels in place, breaking the pattern of it always being the last zone to advance. Second, the compression ring is loading radial beams and phalanges at a rapid pace, and a full beam hoist is coming. It almost happened this week. Third, Gol Sur's prefabricated bleacher installation is days from completion, which opens the door to painting and then seat installation. Coming into this week, the concern was always whether Gol Norte could keep pace. The answer, at least for now, is yes, and then some. Next week, the international break ends and activity on site should intensify again. The compression ring will be the one to watch. If another radial beam goes up, the stadium's skyline starts to look different. If you want to know whether that radial beam finally gets lifted next week, subscribe to GOAT Stadiums. We'll be back on site with the answer.